Welcome to today's edition of 3 Minute Halacha. In the Shulchan Aruch, in Siman Shin Chet 308, paragraph 11, Seif Yud Aleph, we learn that it is permitted on Shabbat to remove a thorn or a splinter using a needle. And yet, not all poskim immediately agree with this decision, because often when removing a splinter, the person causes some bleeding. What's the problem with causing bleeding on Shabbat? Well, according to many poskim, because blood is identified as the essence of a person's existence, ki adam hu hanefesh, whenever you cause a person to bleed, you violate the biblical prohibition of shochet, of slaughtering. The Rambam does disagree on this point and says that that would only apply if the person or a creature would be dying by drawing the blood. But if it's only drawing blood and the person is still alive, for example, to get a blood sample, the biblical prohibition that is violated is dash, is separating, and not shochet. Nevertheless, what would be the halacha if a person knows that by removing the splinter, they would cause bleeding? While it is true that it is called the malacha she'enot tzricha legufam, that the blood that is being drawn is not what you want. In other words, the core malacha requires intent, and you don't want the bleeding to take place. Nevertheless, there are those who feel that this still should be prohibited. However, we do find in the Chemed Moshe, as noted in the Biur Halacha, also in chapter 308, that if the splinter is causing a person an element of pain, because it is a malacha she'enat tzricha legufa, because the prohibition at that point is only rabbinic on nature, Chazal, when they made their rabbinic laws, never made those rabbinic laws b'makom tsar, when there was pain. And therefore, according to the Chemed Moshe, even if a person knows that by drawing out the splinter or the thorn, there will be bleeding, because of the discomfort, the pain that that thorn or that splinter is causing, it is totally permitted on Shabbat because there's not even a rabbinic prohibition b'makom tsar.